I never know what. Oh, I just had to refresh the page. All right. Hello, folks. Welcome back to our Sega Saturn shoot stuff spree.
Are you sure that's how you want to open
Not at
this?
all. Holy shit. I don't know why I went there. Um, let's try that again. Welcome back to our Super Sweet Sega Saturn Showcase Spotlight Spectacular series where the two of us look at various games on the Sega Saturn that were first party.
Yes.
Uh, Gooms, we are over halfway through our series.
Nice.
We have, by my count, I think about 7 or 8 games left.
Okay.
Let's say 8. I think 8 is right. We've got 8 games left. We have, fingers crossed, passed all of the long stuff. We shouldn't have anything else like bug. Um, uh, doesn't
Really, it
necessarily.
was only bug.
Yeah, come to think of it, everything else has been 1 or 2 sessions.
Yeah.
Now, I have a question for you. Um,
Okay.
Bear with me on this. So say you're out and about and you're at like a restaurant or a pub or what have you, and you want to get something to drink. What's your go-to order?
Well, I don't go to a restaurant to get a drink usually.
Right.
And
Sure.
if I am at a restaurant, I usually just drink water.
Okay. All right. That's perfectly fair.
But if sometimes if like pizza in particular, I like getting a root beer with that for some reason.
I can dig that. Um, Uh, Me, I'm very much a root beer guy. I actually have a root beer right here. This is the root beer. This is the cup holder that comes out of my desk. Um, I tend to like a lot of. I don't drink hard stuff. But I tend to like a lot of. I like when local breweries have soda offerings. So like a lot of regional breweries will have a root beer option, um, or they'll do a root beer on the side that they kind of run through separate machines. Real fancy or real big regional breweries will have actually a couple different sodas they do. So like the one that I really like, they do root beer, but they also do a cream soda. They do an orange cream soda, like a cherry cola, and a bunch of stuff like that. Usually I'll favor the root beer, but I I like to get sodas from breweries because it makes me feel fancy.
Um,
I I'm not
root
eat.
beer is root beer is definitely my favorite soda. I was just the only thing about it that disappoints me is that it doesn't have caffeine in it.
Oh, sure. Now I will say that sometimes that's to its advantage because if, for example, you're on a diet or something where you
Yeah.
have to have limited caffeine, that means that root beer is still on the table. But if you're someone who needs more pep in your step, you're not necessarily going to get that from root beer.
Well, I'm someone who's usually on the lookout for caffeine because I can't stand coffee. So
Oh, sure. Yeah. To be honest, I'm with you in that respect. I actually work at a coffee shop, and I always get hot chocolates. I am not a coffee guy. I think I think when I was really little, I heard, oh, you shouldn't drink coffee; it'll stunt your growth. And I was like, okay, well, I won't. Um, and then I never started. Um, I'd also you hear that coffee is addictive, and like people need their coffee to work in the to be functional at all during the day. So at a certain point, I was like, well, There's an easy way to avoid that dependency.
I think most of that's BS, to be honest.
Could
I
be.
just I just think it's too bitter for me personally.
No, that's fair. That's fair.
Even if you put a bunch of creamer and crap in it.
Um, I think I've my dad used to be into fancy gourmet connoisseur coffees. These days, not so much, but which is fine. But like growing up, uh, he'd have a fancy brew and he'd offer me a cup, and I think the first couple times I would sip from it and go, okay, here you go, but but like aromatically, it's fine. So eventually, I just get to a point where I smell the cup and go, oh yeah, that does smell pretty good. Here you go. Um, so the reason that's relevant tonight, we will get to, but
the,
our
the hearts of these criminals is as black as the midnight cup of coffee.
um, not quite. Although I like where your head's at. No, but so the subject for tonight's study, and this is probably going to be a single stream, is Virtua Cop, a the home console port of the beloved arcade light gun shooter. Not the first
Yeah.
light gun game, but I believe, or at least popularly recognized as the first light gun game to make heavy use of 3D polygonal graphics.
All right.
That
That's
feels
fair
like an
enough.
exceedingly specific thing to assign it to, but it's important to note that um, to this point, light gun games were very much shooting galleries.
Well,
Hogan's
Lycan
Alley,
games
for
actually,
example.
Lycan games actually predate uh, retail video games because they used to be mechanical in operation, and you had
That
stuff like Sega's, I think it's called Shark Attack, where it just um, had images of a shark flash on the screen, and um, I think it worked by different layers lighting up. So it was like almost totally mechanical, kind of in, I guess, kind of like a Game and Watch, sort of, but the whole cabinet for that. Um,
it's yeah. I believe the original Duck Hunt was also just
yes,
actual light gun targets.
yeah,
Like electromechanical game.
that was well, Nintendo's was Wild Gunman. Um,
Oh, okay.
Duck Duck Hunt was um, that was made when you think it was made, but they actually got into some hot water with Duck Hunt because there was an earlier game called Quack,
Oh,
which was mostly mechanical, I believe, that Atari made, and it wasn't very successful. But Nintendo, um, Atari thought that it um, was very similar to Duck Hunt, and I think they sued Nintendo over that.
okay. Okay, sort of one of those where, hey, this thing took off. By a certain definition, I had a thing that's nominally like this beforehand. So give me my monies.
Yeah, I'm probably getting some details on that wrong. So if you're watching the VOD, feel free to check that, but it's something along those lines.
Fair enough. And yeah, as I said before, I'm sure some of the historic stuff that I'm about to launch into, I will have the details jumbled up. So by all means, call me out
Yeah,
on some of that. I'm using as primary reference Pandemonium's reviews, um, actually surprisingly extensive Virtua Cop documentary, a video that I meant to watch all of in preparation for this. I did not. I got about halfway through. it is a 4.5 hour video, so I hope you understand why I might not have had the time to watch the whole thing. But Virtua Cop is a deceptively fascinating game. A lot of really interesting minutia behind the scenes. It's Virtua Cop was very much endemic of a lot of what AM2, Sega's arcade division, was doing in the early 90s, where uh, we discussed a bit before with Virtua Fighter that Yu Suzuki, who was in charge of the AM2 division, was really trying to emphasize, was really doing a lot of experiments to explore 3D space with different genres, and you had all sorts of monumental leaps and bounds in this era. Virtua Racer, Virtua Fighter. I think Virtua Tennis was a little bit later, but then you had Virtua Cop come out around this time as well. Each of those being of successive genres. Virtua Racing, of course, it was a racing game. Predecessor to Daytona USA, would again exists within this continuity. Virtua Fighter being a fighting game, Virtua Cop being a shooting game. Uh, it, I believe it's uh, it with Virtua Fighter we kind of talked about how uh it's such an example of purity of form, of an examination of the fighting game genre, that it really doesn't matter what the setup is. You sort of have an inverse situation with Virtua Cop, where it's ostensibly an experiment to explore what 3D space looks like with in the context of a shooting game, a light gun shooting gallery game, where it's moving through 3D space. But whereas Virtua Fighter is extremely low concept, Virtua Cop is extremely high concept, where it's drawing from the over the top cop movies that the AM2 staffers were really fond of, that would have been all over the place in the 70s, 80s, late or early 90s. A genre you don't really have so much these days for reasons that are probably outside of the scope of what we want to delve into here. But if you're paying attention to world events, you can probably figure out why that might be less popular these days. But was very much of the scene and the type of American movies that or the type of exported American cinema that would have been really popular internationally, and would lend itself to fairly easy genre work for something like this. We want to have a game where we're you're a guy who's shooting bad guys. Why not have an over the top hard boiled detective gunning down terrorists or what have you? Um, Now, Yu Suzuki was attached as a producer for this game, contrasted with Virtua Fighter, where he was the director. I believe he had a decent amount of say over the production of Virtua Cop, but Virtua Cop was actually done by a lot of up and comers. Um, I'm trying to remember. I'm trying to remember some of the details from that documentary. I believe it's so. Um, Sega's AM2 division was very big. Like, you had a bunch of teams within AM2 working on stuff. So Virtua Cop was arcade was under production at the same time as Virtua Fighter 2 was being worked on, as well as because I believe the original arcade release was 94, so that would have also been during the process of working on the Sega Saturn, and thus the conversion of arcade Virtua Fighter onto console Virtua Fighter. Um, on top of Daytona USA, on top of a whole gaggle of things. I believe the staffers working on the arcade port of Virtua Cop were largely new up and comers. I know for sure the team behind porting the game to Saturn were a bunch of up and comers, were a bunch of new staffers. Um, Sort of an interesting insight into the behind the scenes uh, politicking of Sega at the time was that because so much attention was being placed on a Virtua Fighter and Virtua Fighter 2 and the completely outrageous successes those were for Sega. Sega wasn't paying as much attention to Virtua Cop. Virtua Cop was very popular, and a lot of gamers from the day really liked it. They really liked the arcade game, and the console conversion was a very popular source of news. In fact, there was a extremely extensive coverage of the development cycle for Virtua Cop to the point that you had monthly magazine interviews where staff members would go, "Okay, this is what we have this month. You can see that we're a bit further along on this stage. We haven't gotten to this stage yet, but that's down the pipeline." If it wasn't, if any of it was translated, it would be one of those rare instances of basically having a complete picture of the development cycle of a video game. But anyway, Sega's big hitters during the time were Virtua Fighter. They weren't paying so much attention to Virtua Cop. They just had a they did a lot of internal restructuring, brought a bunch of people from a bunch of disparate departments, like people who were working on the Mega Drive, people who were working on the Game Gear, were just kind of brought into, okay, you're working on Saturn now. We want you to work on Virtua Cop. Go for it. And you had a couple people who had never programmed before suddenly having to learn how to code in C and assembly in order to convert, in order to make the game. Uh, uh, it was apparently a rather intense development cycle, but one that the team looked back on very fondly because they had very little overhead. They had a clear picture of what they were supposed to do, and they were all young enough that they didn't care about working 16-hour days. Um, so so it also bears mention that Virtua Cop, the novelty of it is that it's, um, I believe it was the first game, or it was the game that was developed alongside what would eventually be the major breakthrough for developing games for the Sega Saturn, particularly developing 3D games. Um, I'm already getting a bit long-winded, so I'll to keep it concise. The Sega Saturn had the ability to produce 3D graphics, but was optimized around sprites. A popular critique of the era was that the Sega Saturn was really a sprite-based machine that people could trick into doing 3D. Contrast with the PlayStation, which was a 3D machine, a polygon machine that could do sprites. A big reason why the PlayStation was a runaway success was that it was much easier to develop for and much easier to produce 3D graphics for. Um, all of the games that we've looked,
Guess you
sorry,
could think of that as similar to like the Super FX chip.
yes, exactly. The Super Nintendo wasn't designed around making sprites, but with the
Making
technology,
polygonal graphics, you mean?
yes, wasn't developed based around making polygonal graphics, but with the Super FX chip, you could tease that extra muscle out of the Super Nintendo.
Right.
Um, Likewise for the Sega Saturn, the Saturn had two CPUs which could do 3D, but for the longest time, developers weren't able to access that second CPU, especially third party developers weren't able to access that CPU because they were approaching it the way that they would have designed stuff for the Sega Genesis. They had to. Sega was extremely stingy with development kits for a while, and it was a very difficult system to develop for. So to produce something early on, it just made sense to think of it like a more powerful Genesis.
That also is um, almost certainly why emulation efforts for the Saturn have taken much longer than uh, even systems that came out later than it.
I believe that's the case. Yes. Um, but the development of Virtua Cop coincided with a final or a big effort to produce a new development resource, and I forget the specific technical aspects of it, but for the sake of simplicity and rushing through this, the development of Virtua Cop coincided with a development of new technical resources to more easily tease out that second processor and thus access 3D graphics. So during the course of developing of porting Virtua Cop, a process that required basically rewriting the programming language the game was in. Arcade Virtua Cop is mostly in C. Saturn Virtua Cop is about half and half C and assembly, um, with the emphasis being on assembly for the processor intensive parts. It just uh, assembly is a language that is more closely interacts with the processor than something like C. So it, in order to draw that stuff out, it just made more sense. So just do it on the assembly level rather than the higher language level. Anyway,
Well, assembly is barely a language. It's like writing a machine code directly.
yes.
Yeah.
So uh, so the development of Virtual Cop coincided with the development of this processing tool to better use 3D. So a lot of what we're going to see in the game um, is is again developers who were learning as they were going, um, basically making miracles happen and figuring out every damn trick they could in order to make as close to arcade perfect as as close to arcade perfect as possible. Uh,
Uh-huh.
and again, in this was a development cycle that was very well publicized. They were very open uh, about how this wasn't going to be arcade perfect, just as close as they could. Um,
Right.
and having said that, from what I've seen, they've added some stuff. They one of the first thing we'll do once we boot up the game is mess around in training mode. Obviously, that didn't exist in the coin op arcade cabinet. But by and large, they figured out a lot of tricks in order to make the game work. In order to make that conversion of the play experience as smooth as possible, like down to meticulous blocking of certain sequences, and they would watch the background textures and objects, and every time a polygon winked out, they'd go, nope, that we have to figure out, that we are going to have to get that back in. um
That part of me does kind of wish that, like, I understand how it's not that way anymore, but like, I do miss that meticulous sense of care that went to every single element that is in a video game. Um, like these days, if because they have so many polygons to pay attention to, if one pops out, like no one on the team is ever going to know about it or
and
care.
it's a logistical conundrum. You just can't these days.
Yeah.
Uh, uh, and like as well, there just aren't as many circumstances where that type of thing makes sense. Like in the
Uh-huh.
'90s, the whole converting from arcade to home console, that was a very specific discipline that just doesn't exist anymore when home
Right.
consoles are as powerful as arcade machines, if not more powerful.
Yeah, probably quite a bit more powerful.
Mhm. But all right. Oh, and regarding the whole warm up question thing, like the Virtua Fighter cast, inexplicably the cast of Virtua Cop is the two playable characters are extremely well detailed. There is a spec sheet with I I believe the Japanese release. I don't know if it was like a press release tied to it or something, but we know a lot about our two leads for the game are officers Mike Hardy and James Cools, or better known by their code names Rage and Smarty. Um, there's a lot of very meticulous information. Like we know that favorite animal, Rage likes dogs, primarily huskies. Smarty doesn't think a whole lot about animals. He doesn't care a whole lot about animals. We know that Rage struggles to pay his bills and is basically broke until he gets a paycheck, whereas Smarty, because he inherited a lot of money from his wealthy parents, tends to pay for everything on his credit card. We know that Rage's favorite drink is a Budweiser, whereas Smarty favors dry martinis. Like apparently, Smarty doesn't get drunk much, but Rage is a very weepy drunk where he just cries a lot. So, I
Why would your favorite drink be a Budweiser? Like, I could understand going back to that if it's cheap, but
I think the intent is that Rage is very lower middle class, whereas Smarty is upper class. So so it's probably not so much as Rage thinks Budweiser is the best, so much as it's what he has most often.
I said favorite, not go-to order, which is different. But okay, fair enough.
I don't know that he has a distinction. He doesn't strike me as that type of guy. Look, this is a guy who's, according to the extensive lore, his dad, who is also an officer, was gunned down in pursuit of the bad guys, and Rage carries a lot of rage in him, in his
Whoa, is that
single-minded
why
pursuit.
they named him that? Oh my God, that's
As for
that's
Smarty,
the
I have
most
no idea why
nuanced.
he's called that.
That's the most nuanced writing I've ever heard.
Like I said, there's so much detail about these characters that I don't know why we get it. Like, we know that Rage's favorite women are those who look like Winona Ryder, and I don't know why that's a detail, but that is a detail we know. So there you go. But all right, the only other bit of information is this game did release with a light gun peripheral, the Sega Stunner. Um, I believe it with our emulation setup. I believe it is possible. Obviously, I don't have a gun that I'm shooting at the screen, so we're gonna put a big fat asterisk next to the playbook in terms of our experience of this game. Fully acknowledge that. Um, I think it's possible to configure our emulator setup so that I could use a mouse in lieu of the light gun, but one uh, I mean, you don't really need to see me click like I'm playing frickin' StarCraft or nothing. And two, I wasn't able to figure it out. So we are instead leaning back on standard controller play, which the game was designed to account for.
It might also be better in some ways. I'm hearing from the manual that the cursor appears if you're using the controller, but it doesn't if you're using the SEGA Stunner, so maybe that
Mm.
would make for a clearer idea of what's happening on screen to the viewers.
Okay, okay. Yeah, yeah, that works out. And a little less tacky than having my mouse cursor show up on this. So, fair's
Yeah.
fair. All right. I have a little bit more trivia, but we are a half hour in and we haven't started the damn video game, so let's do that. Let me go over here.
It is a short game, though. It's only 3 stages. They do have 2 parts each, but um,
Mhm.
even if you consider that as 6 stages, which is being generous, it's still like easily less than an hour.
Yes. Assuming that I'm halfway decent at the game, this shouldn't take us too long. But let's see how we do. And as always, if you are in chat watching, let me know if I need to adjust volume.
Yep. I have watched a playthrough of this. I remember Virtua Fighter 2 being uh, the one that really stood out to me, but both of the games were actually pretty cool.
Since
They're
you
good. They're good things to watch YouTube videos of.
since you mention it, I have played Virtua Cop 3 on Cabinet. Um, but this will be my first time running through 1. Again, with that documentary, I feel like I know 1 pretty well. But we'll see. Right, yes. So this is very helpfully explaining the controls. Basically, because you can't shoot off screen as is standard for arcade games, we instead double tap a different button to reload. There's our boy. That's Rage. Rage is the brunette. Blondie is Smarty.
One of those mooks had way too large of arms. Like that seems like a medical condition at that point. That guy, I think.
Yes. All right. Let's see how we do. So, as mentioned, you can see the little cursor blinking here. And there's me shooting. I can also reload, but that doesn't do anything on this screen. It's basically just those buttons.
Yep.
Supposedly you can hit something to make the cursor move more quickly. I haven't been able to get that to work, so I think we're just going off of the base speed. All right. Hell. So, not there yet. Not great.
Incomplete. You gotta get that complete at least.
I got a badge. That's not no badge. All right,
But
that
yeah,
felt a bit better.
yeah,
a little better.
The thing about light gun games, though, it seems like they inherently they can be fun and interesting, of course, but it seems like it's almost impossible for the genre to have real depth in the way almost every other genre can have.
Well, it sort of depends. I think depth in a light gun game looks very different than it does in a lot of other games. I will
Yeah,
fully admit I'm still trying to find the light gun game that really clicks for me. I haven't found that yet. I've tried a couple, and there have been a few that have been, yeah, this is pretty decent, but
yeah,
nothing has really set my world on fire.
same.
Um,
I feel like there is potential there. I just have not really run across it. Because I like to say that every genre has potential, but
mhm.
like with this one in particular, I am not creative enough to think of what that potential could possibly be.
You know what the thing for me often is? It's that the gun feel is extremely important. I don't shoot myself, but I'm from a hunting family, so I've handled guns before. There's a very you want a good light gun controller, in my experience, is decently hefty. You want it to have you want to feel good weight as you're kind of swinging it around and pointing it and lining it at stuff.
Uh-huh.
But because, understandably, a lot of light guns are designed to be hollow plastic,
Yeah.
that's easy to manufacture. There's not a lot of focus on specifically having that big counterweight in it.
Unfortunately, that's probably going to be more and more so the case
Mhm,
because um, not only manufacturing costs, but also safety concerns and
mhm.
seeming too close to actual firearms. Like, you don't want to hit other kids over the head with a big club, um,
Yes.
that sort of thing.
That being said, in the circumstance of Virtua Cop, the Sega Stunner and I believe the arcade Virtua Cop controller has a hidden Easter egg where they're again, they're light, hollow plastic. But if you crack them open, there are sections in the. I'm blanking on the proper names of it. There are sections in the grip and in the right around the trigger where you
Stock.
can slot a. Uh, what was that?
The stock, you mean?
Yes, the grip and the stock, where there's room to place a battery. Double A batteries. You crack it open, you stick a double A battery in. You can put one by the stock, one by the. I keep wanting to say hilt. I just said it. What was the word?
Stock.
The grip, stock and grip. You can put batteries in a battery by the stock, a battery by the grip, and that will add that sort of weight. It, the the guy who made the who designed the controller even recommends specifically don't put a battery by the stock, just put a battery by the grip. And supposedly it really helps a lot with the feel of handling the controller. This is apparently an Easter egg that flew completely under the radar for decades. Because, like, why would you crack that open? That's not information that Sega's just telling kids.
Yeah.
I think I might be having diminishing returns on these.
Well, you got your best run last time. 75%.
Oh, there we go. That's 22. I need to be getting 30 shots.
Okay. Well, I guess I'll read the plot while you're at this.
Yeah, go for it.
Not as good a time as any. Virtua City under siege. 1 month ago, a veteran detective in the Virtua City Police Department uncovered an illegal gun-running operation that was taking place in the middle of the city. He managed to trace the runners back to a mysterious and powerful crime syndicate and had a mountain of evidence to back his claims until he was discovered and eliminated. Some of his evidence made it back to headquarters. A special task force was formed, and you were called for the job. Here's what it all comes down to. You're a cop, one of the city's finest, stalking the gun runners in the most scumbag-infested districts of the city. And it's an all-out war between the syndicate and the law. Grab your gun and ammo and get ready to dispense some justice on these mean streets. Clean out docks and warehouses of armed smugglers. Clear office buildings of scum. Pick snipers off distant buildings and dodge axe-wielding maniacs as they charge you from out of nowhere. Armored thugs lob axes and grenades into the fray. If you don't deal with them first, you'll have to try your luck at shooting their projectiles out of the air. And watch out for the bystanders. Hitting one is just as bad as shooting yourself. And bear in mind that the bad guys are not above taking hostages. It'll take a steady hand, lightning reflexes, and nerves of steel to fulfill your duty. Are you up to the task?
Weird way to put that. Shooting a hostage is just as bad as shooting yourself. By definition, that's true, but... Or in the language of the game mechanics, that's true.
Yeah, because you take health damage if you shoot the hostage, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I guess it's like, oh man, I shot a hostage. Guess I'll have to shoot myself as punishment.
VCPD takes their job seriously.
I guess so. Also interesting that they chose weapon smuggling in particular. That feels like a very Japanese crime for them, the bad guys, to be committing, which they probably wouldn't even realize. But like America, it loves its guns, so they weirdly might not choose weapon smuggling immediately. They would probably choose like drug smuggling or something like that. But Japan, of course, has very strict gun laws, so that kind of thing might jump to their to mind more easily for a Japanese developer.
It's a bit more universal, yeah. Like gun running, I think. I feel like I've seen that show up as the bad guy thing in.
It happens for sure, but it's not the most common thing, I would think.
Like to what you're saying, the war on drugs was very much an American thing. Obviously international, but the way it permeated American, again, cop cinema was very distinctly a thing reflecting America. Oh, there we go. That's the highest percentage to the point. I feel like it's in general, it's what's the word for it? It feels like it's a lot easier to kind of step into the mindset of these bad guys want to put guns on the streets. It's time to give them a taste of their own medicine. I don't know.
I guess so.
Keep missing them. This is also only training 1. I wish I could get a better sense for the timing on some of these. I feel like some of these targets go down way quicker than others.
I don't think they do. That's probably just uh, confirmation bias.
Could be. Ooh, pretty close.
You can do it.
Ah, man. Come on.
The manual does not have an option to increase cursor sensitivity, so
Ah, shoot.
getting pretty close though.
Mm-hmm. Come on. Stop that! Okay, you can totally see me whiffing some of these, though. That, like, the target is on the dude, but...
Yeah. The hitbox is a little weird. You might have to be closer to the red dot.
To center mass, yeah.
It seems like the headshots go down too.
Mhm.
So that might be a thing.
In fact, one of the novelties of the original arcade game is that it recognizes where you shoot the bad guys. I believe this was one of the first games, first light gun games to have a full nuanced system like that. Come on, man. Bad. Ah,
You were getting some good lines on there though.
yeah.
Those 3 in a rows are how you do it.
Definitely. Oh, what fresh hell is this?
Unfortunately, that means it's kind of subject to the whims of the game if they're going to give you a lot of opportunities for 3 in a row,
Kinda, yeah.
because it's way harder to get something that's diagonal than something that's horizontal or vertical.
Mm-hmm. Come on. Ah, I had a good thing going for a bit there.
Reload, 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 stupid, reload.
Where's some of these bullets going? Jeez.
This one's being very rude.
They just... I had a bunch of solid lines. They just kept ducking.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think they are on different timers.
It doesn't look like it when I view it ballistically. You're kind of hyper focused on certain things,
That could be.
which is what you have to do, of course. But
Come on. Ah! Bad rolls.
it does seem like sometimes it doesn't count it when they're starting to go down,
Mhm.
and other times it does count it.
Yeah, like right there.
Yeah.
Ah, shoot. Well, oh,
Ah!
he screamed. That sounded. I mean, obviously I shot him, but it's.
You shot that innocent man just out of curiosity. Becoming a horrible person as we speak.
Where are you guys hiding?
It may seem like we're on this for a while, but honestly, this game has very limited content, so we need to milk what we can out of it.
It's good practice anyway.
Yeah.
I don't know that we're going to see, like... Okay, right there. The guys popped up and ducked down at different times. Wow, this sucked. Good to get practice in. This is all training. I don't know that I'm going to do every training level, but I'd at least like to clear this first one.
Yeah, that's fair. Especially since you've got 28 multiple times, I think we can do it.
Mm-hmm. Okay, seriously. Is there like a dead pixel or something? What's going on here?
And then sometimes you can just shoot him in the shoulder and it's fine.
Yeah, weird priorities.
And maybe those ones are just tougher guys. Tougher bad guys.
I mean, I suppose that's fair if they indicated that.
You never can know which bad guys are the real tough ones. You might think a bad guy's a regular goon, but you turn around and they're actually a boss character. A little did you know.
Has this happened to you? I'll say if nothing else, us playing it for this long lets us hear this surprisingly excellent background music.
Yeah.
Come on. What was that about?
It's 30 seconds and 30 targets, so you got to average one per second.
And the game's seems to average 3 or 4 misses per round. Come on. Come on.
That mashing won't work.
Not at all, no. Terrible idea for this type of game.
Is there like
Oh.
ah? Is there like delay after shooting a bullet where you can't move for a little bit?
No, there isn't. I don't think
Okay.
so. That's just me stopping to shoot.
Gotcha. That would be kind of an interesting thing to implement because there would be a little bit of delay with a real gun because of the recoil.
This is true, yeah. Alright, come on, come on. Come on, no! Absolutely getting screwed over by some of those spawns. Maybe I should be on the right side of the screen more? It's gotta be random.
The issue with that though is you want to be in the middle so you can reach everywhere just as easily, but you can't get the 3 in a row that easily if you do that.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure which is the best strategy. Maybe try going in the middle and just getting really good at diagonals. Like if you have time, reset back to the middle.
Okay, there was a lot of bull honky on some of those, though.
Yeah. Gonna use the restroom. I'll be right back.
That's fair. Come on, come on. I do wish turnaround was a little quicker here. Probably makes more sense when you're consistently getting into later parts of this, though.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
Missed opportunity to make it the Wilhelm scream.
See, occasionally the game feeds them to me.
Yeah, after you hit the red target and screw over your run.
I guess the red target's death screams are so traumatizing that the dudes linger a bit. Come on. Not you. I think I really just need to not go for stale guys.
By stale guys, you mean ones that are on their way out?
Ones that have been out for a while.
Gotcha.
Like when you're driving, you're always cautious of a stale green light because it might turn yellow in a moment. It's like that, but with target dudes. Problem is, it's hard to perceive who's been out for a while. Especially when they just no-sell bullets, like frickin'...
My dad got pulled over for running a red light once, and the cop said, you know why I pulled you over? That light was a little pink.
What? What?
Because it was turning from yellow to red. It was a little pink.
I guess. Ish. Come on. What the hell was with some of those? We probably are going to want to get to the actual main game at some point here.
Yeah, let's give it like 3 more tries, and then we can go back to this at the end if we want to.
Sure. All right, 2 more. One more.
This one in particular is probably much easier with the gun.
Oh, God, I have to imagine. Yes. I realize, of course, I have no way to demonstrate it, but I am fairly decent with light gun games when they're actual physical handguns to hold.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Alright, that'll do. We can try again later if we've got time later. I think I'd have to let it time out here. I think it'll help it as well because everything is rigorously scripted in the actual gameplay
Right.
Of what we're doing here.
You don't have any choice but to keep going forward.
Mm-hmm. Plus, you got that nifty smart cursor thing that the game does, as it demonstrates right here. Fun fact: this specifically is this whole mechanic that it's tutorializing right here comes from a coffee commercial.
Okay.
So I now forget the brand of coffee, but there's this commercial in the early 90s of it's like guys climbing onto a roof, and you see the shot of the guy climbing on the roof, and it's a little, I think it's supposed to be like a camera lens. It just kind of appears on the screen, and it's first scanning the dude climbing on, but then it shifts over to a bottle of cold coffee that is the product, and it just slowly drifts over to that, and you get little intelligence popping up on the side. It's probably supposed to invoke like Terminator or stuff like that, but supposedly the team was trying to figure out how to or it was early in development of the arcade Virtua Cop, trying to figure out what's the way that we do this, what's the way we make this stand out. And I think it was Yu Suzuki who just happened to be watching television and that commercial came on, and he saw that and was like, that's our game. That's it. That's our game.
Interesting too, because like you can see that you can see the through line of how that would get transferred over to like rhythm games as well. Like with the circles going towards the center in Elite Beat Agents, for example.
Oh, sure.
Um, it's
I
a
can, in
similar
fact,
kind of.
adjust speed as well. That's handy.
It's a similar kind of thing of like waiting for the it telling you ahead of time, but waiting
Smooth.
uh, until it hits the exact right moment.
Yeah,
I
I will.
guess.
I
I,
will
I guess.
totally. Hmm?
Go ahead.
I will totally notch up continues all the way. I don't mind that. I will leave life as it is to start with, though.
Which I guess could be an interesting way to take it. You could make a rhythm a rhythm game that's also a light gun game.
Surely that's been done before. For some
Probably.
reason, Danganronpa keeps coming to mind, but that's not really that. That's just yeah. Like here, supposedly holding B will speed up the reticle. I don't know about that though, but we can futz with that. All right, enough fooling around. We got 3 stages. We can take them in any order we want. There is a recommended order. It is also a canonical order. Um,
Let's just do the recommended order.
yeah, okay. There are apparently 4 endings to this game, but the true ending comes from playing them in order.
Oh, that's interesting.
They're very minor changes. It's just you sometimes see a bad guy, sometimes you don't.
This is stage one, Arms Black Market. Play a deadly game of hide and seek among stacks of crates in the dock warehouse district. Keep calm here. A hasty trigger finger could be your downfall.
Oh, crap.
You got shot in real life. You can tell by the cracked screen.
Yes. Oop, crash shot.
The hearts are your lives.
Indeed.
Get shot.
Yeah, okay.
I got a machine gun.
Oh yeah, if you get shot, you lose whatever bonus weapon you've collected. Nope, crap. Tarvold keeps running around here. I'm not sure what he's doing here.
He's on a quest.
A quest of vengeance, maybe. I do really like that visual indicator to know how much time you have and how the game plays with it a bit too.
Uh-huh.
Ah. Ah, man. That's a
Okay, so
start.
that's the first scene slash level. Kind of.
I believe each level is split into 2 standard scenes and then a boss scene.
Yeah. It's always funny watching how awful at shooting all of the goons are.
Yes.
But there is sort of a dance to how you like need to move your cursor around the screen.
Oh, no wait, I want the automatic. Ow. Oh shoot, well, that guy is screwed.
Those projectiles are interesting too because you could theoretically keep blasting those out of the sky indefinitely.
Yeah.
So eventually you have to take the risk and actually shoot the guy.
Mhm. Shotgun? Oh, shotgun reloads. Nice.
It seems to have a more forgiving reticle.
Yes. But unfortunately, once you take a hit, you lose your bonus weapon. You have to pay attention as well to the specific pacing and timing of the encounters. The game likes to do its bait and switches by having a hostage show up to distract you from a goon coming in. Right there.
Are you going to tell the story you told me about the advertising origins of this game?
Yeah, in a bit. Hold on.
Okay. Oh, I remember this guy.
Kong. Oh. Oof. Well, doing this with controller, you really have to be on the ball with shooting down projectiles right away.
Uh-huh.
Or just go aggro. Nope. Hehehe. Gotcha!
Okay, he wasn't the guy I thought. I think in Virtua Cop 2, there's a fight which is interesting because it introduces things you're not supposed to shoot. Not like hostages, but like if you if you shoot them, you there was some reason you weren't supposed to shoot them, or you're supposed to wait to shoot them, or something like that.
Oh,
I thought that
interesting.
was neat. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think that's in this one.
Yeah, I think it was um, there were barrels, um, and you had to wait until the barrel was like above his head or something, and shoot the barrel so it would explode on him. So you had to be uh, you had to time it in that way, which is a little more nuanced than you usually see it like on games.
Interesting, yeah. Funky.
Nonsense Panic on Funkotron has been their Sega game this funky.
Ah, come on. Da, 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 da. Rude.
Oh, that's kind of cool. I like that the glass is in the way on that guy.
Yeah. Haha.
Always on the lookout for little things that um, break up the gameplay loop because there's not a whole lot I've seen that does that in these kinds of games. Which is fine. They're good for what they are, but
Oh, hello. Wait, no, I want the machine gun. No! Let me machine gun. Come on! Wait, I
taunted
can
you
still,
twice,
I can still get it.
3 times.
No! Tarvold, why? I guess that guy's fine. Oh. Ah, grenades.
That guy had camouflage. Oh yeah, I didn't read this level.
Oh, yeah. Well, you better
Uh,
read quick. I'm about to die.
yeah. Stage 2, underground weapons storage. Here things start getting ugly. Axe-wielding thugs charge you from up close, and other slime balls lob grenades and other weapons at you from their hiding places. Pick off oncoming projectiles to save life markers, and watch out for the rampaging construction equipment.
Oh, hello. Crap. Dodge roll. And that's as far as I'll go.
This is as far as you go.
Okay. Well, I made the leaderboard. That's not nothing. All right,
Yep.
from the top. So let me see if I remember it. What you mentioned before. So Sega of Europe, I believe. Uh in promoting this game, they got an interview with an inmate. I forget who, and I forget the specific correctional institute, but basically they got an interview with an inmate under the premise of, oh, this is going to be for a documentary. And so there's this audio clip you can listen to that's just some back and forth with the inmate where they're talking and yep. uh it's kind of it's a little hard to remember the whole thing while the gameplay is going.
Yeah.
It's there's this back and forth with this inmate, and they're talking, and it's again because it's supposedly for a documentary. They're kind of asking this inmate on his experiences with or being on the street. Do you uh uh like I forget the whole lead in, but something along the lines of um uh do you care if other people live or die? And he's or do you care if you live or die? Well, yeah, of course. Do you care if other people live or die? Well, my family I care about, but anyone on the street not so much. So would you if you had a gun and someone was in your way, would you shoot them? And the prisoner goes, "Who told you I had a gun?" That's just the question. If you had a gun, would you shoot someone who was getting in your way? And he said, "Yeah, I might." Should the police have guns? And again, British. So he goes, I don't know. I guess I don't know. Um, if the and it's all sorts of little iterative questions like this, kind of leading into one another before finally, if if Virtua Cop were to pull a gun on you, how would you feel? And prisoner goes, I don't know who Virtua Cop is. And the interviewer says something along the lines of, Virtua Cop has gunned down hundreds of hundreds of criminals that have stood in his way with his 45 Magnum. If you saw Virtua Cop coming after you with his gun out, would you be afraid? And the prisoner kind of takes a beat and goes, you'd have to be sick in the head not to be afraid, or something like that. So this audio clip, you can hear this audio clip, and they Sega of Europe took this interview and turned it into a radio ad. So you hear this part, you'd have to be sick in the head not to be afraid. And it cuts to a promotion for SEGA Saturn, or for Virtua Cop for the SEGA Saturn, available for $59.99. It was supposedly played late at night once on, I don't know what sort of axis, but on British radio. And it's a legitimate ad. Sega got in a lot of trouble for that commercial for a number of reasons. They interviewed on false pretenses. They actually paid the inmate, which raises a lot of legal questions of within this specific jurisdiction, is it legal for this prisoner to have this money, to take this money for this interview that was held on false pretenses, and what happens? All sorts of very strange sort of circumstances. And I was telling you this offline, Gooms, but you occasionally will hear about these types of radical advertising campaigns where a company will do something wacky, like the whole thing with the Shadow Man sequel, where they were like, "Oh, use your tombstone to advertise our game," and stuff like that is tacky. And maybe occasionally veers into the poor taste or little stupid dangerous stunts, but I don't know that there's really been a whole lot of stuff like that that's just flagrantly, is this even legal to do?
Yeah. It's interesting, though.
Definitely. Man, Tarvold got me. Oh, that's the other. That's another thing. So that, I don't know what color. I'm going to say green meter on the top left there. You can see that it builds up a bit as I continue to gun down dudes, but it also resets whenever I take a hit. That is your multiplier modifier thing. I believe the more times you shoot a dude, you can actually rack up points by repeatedly gunning a bad guy. Up to 3 times, I believe. But there are specific circumstances where the game will where I believe a headshot, or what's called a justice shot, where you shoot the gun out of a guy's hand, will instantly defeat a dude.
A very non-lethal Metal Gear Solid kind of idea.
Yes.
Also, that meter is yellow.
Okay, darn it. I was hoping it was yellow, but certain shades of green are dastardly and pretend to be yellow.
Yeah, that's fair. Actually, that cursor changes from green to yellow. Do you notice that at all?
Oh, no,
Green,
absolutely not.
Yeah, it's green, yellow, then orange.
Oh, sweet. Right, exploding barrels. Ah, man.
Reload, reload.
It's trying to explode. Well, belated. Ah, man. Friggin'.
They taunted you with the automatic.
I guess hashtag not all barrels explode. well, I'm actually that round kind of sucked, but I'm kind of doing better. Yeah. Ah, man. So a decent amount of this game, of course, is rote memorization.
Yeah.
How do you feel? Ah, man. How do you feel about that in games in general?
It depends on the game, I think. Like, I think in this game, it does kind of boil down to memorization, but I don't think the game's ever really unfair. You could, in theory, beat this game the first time. You just aren't likely to.
Mm-hmm.
Without knowing what's coming up ahead. Because this game focuses so much on reaction times. That said, with a cursor, you probably have to anticipate things in advance more often. It'd probably be more fair with a... Oh my god.
Yeah, so if we were playing this level out of order, we wouldn't see that helicopter right there.
Huh.
I think we're about where we were at last time, so it didn't really improve a whole lot after all. And likewise, we wouldn't see the helicopter there either.
Your credits are maintained between runs, though, so it is important to do well on the previous runs.
Right. Oh.
What is neat, though.
Totally lost it. Don't worry. Ah.
My apologies.
Nah, it's fine. Don't worry about it. The helicopter. Oh, right. Yes. So it is neat that you can, man. Because of how scripted all this stuff is, you can sequence break by picking off dudes early. It will just not load a later encounter.
Yeah. Like, all of these enemies seem to exist in this environment. There's very little, like, spawning into existence, believe it or not.
Correct. Save us a little trouble.
Yeah, like that. For example, you shot that glass early, so you can don't have to shoot it there.
Indeed. These days, that's all fairly logical stuff to do, but it's this is early enough that that's still a neat novelty to see.
Like it was like, you shot me. Guess I'll just fade away then.
Like, bro, what did I do? That is not very nice. I'm gonna go. Yeah. I think that guy just pushed it over. Yes, no longer must it taunt me. Sadly, I can't reload the machine gun.
Oh. And it's gone. At least you made good use of it.
Indeed. Ow.
Is it worth breaking those boxes open before you... beforehand?
I can try. Next, when the camera feels like going down there.
It seems like there's a few times where you just have dead air and there's some boxes and whatnot. Break them.
There we go.
A few stages.
Yep. Well, darn. Donk. Well, hey! Aw, I got backhoed.
I mean, not a common way to get a game over in video games.
Not as such. No, we're not deciding for. Well, I moved up the ranking board. Alright, so I do have the option to increase the amount of hits I can take before I need to continue. Should I up that? Should I stick with standard, or what do you think?
Give it one more go and then you can up it.
Okay. I did get a little teeny tiny bit further there.
Yep.
Boop.
Do you heal your health between stages?
No.
You don't. Okay. So there's really no difference between health and credits then?
Not really.
I think there might be some health pickups.
I believe
I
that's
haven't
correct,
found any,
yes.
but I haven't seen any.
It's collectibles are usually shooting specific guys in the background or shooting specific objects in the background.
It is listed on in the manual as one of the power-ups, so. Also a magnum, which I don't think you've seen.
Ah, man. That was my first hit. Darn, I let Tarvold distract me.
I suppose it's kind of neat that the magnum and the shotgun can be reloaded infinitely, but the other two cannot.
Yeah. Ah, man. Oh, come on! I keep rolling for that dude. Okay, doing a bit better.
Yeah.
No, wait. I want Shotty. Shotgun! Oh, lost it right away. Always forget about that guy. Pretty bold, aren't we?
I'll take care of you myself.
Hey, got through him without taking a hit.
He takes more damage if you shoot the missiles next to him.
Yeah. Chupa-dupa.
5 credits and full health. Not bad.
Definitely an improvement. I think he missed. Friggin' bait and switch to the grenade guys. Wow, 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 wow. Luckily, I shot him in the armpit. Bum 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 ba da bum. Ah.
I do like that it freeze frames right when the shot is hitting you and firing.
Yeah.
This is the guy that screwed you over. Kind of like how video games, like platformers, usually stop for a second right when you lose a life in order to let you know that this is the obstacle you need to watch out for next time.
If I remember correctly, and oh no, not again. That's one of the things that Sakurai talks about on his YouTube channel.
Uh-huh.
Of emphasizing the impact or what have you.
Yeah. And you see it in a lot of games, like Mario has his little death animation where he falls off the screen, and Mega Man has his exploding animation.
Yeah.
It's all to let you know this is the thing to watch out for.
Man. Oh, grenade guy again. Come on. Dumb. Oh, come on.
I guess after I bonked you, I'll just reverse and bonk you again. Oh no!
You hate to get the boop of shame. I like that some of the axe guys really charge up and some of them are a bit slower. Oh, hey, got him in time.
That hostage was hiding behind the TNT barrels, so you can't shoot the TNT.
Yeah. Wait, no, I want that. Ah, I didn't get that. Now.
Now you got it.
Oh, this must be the Magnum.
No, this is the automatic. This can be reloaded a couple of times.
Ah, crap. Okay. Yeah, these guys are great. Yep, love them. Give me that life. Thank you.
Guess that answers that question.
Last life. Oh, that guy said, "Don't shoot me." I thought the dude highlighted said that, which is probably what they wanted me to think. Ow.
No one has survival instinct in this game, including you and including the hostages.
Pretty much. Help me. Alright. Let's see. Now, I assume no credit means no continues, and not, no, you don't need credits. Yeah, okay. I could also notch it down, but let's one thing at a time.
Yeah. This also has the added benefit. Oh wait, no, never mind. I guess if you, it means that the health will always make a difference if you pick one up.
Yes.
You only have one health, speaking of.
Nope. 9.
Oh, I see. They just don't record them all.
Crap. Ow. First hit. Early first hit, too. Machine gun. Rifle. I believe you can shoot one of those windows for a power up.
Huh.
Tends to be a lot of fairly esoteric stuff like that.
Yeah.
It merits mention that a lot of the names and stuff you see written on the storage containers are the developers' names. It also merits mention that a lot of them were changed between versions, and in both the arcade release and the Saturn release, they reflected developers' names, just different developers on different assignments.
Uh-huh.
Ah, come on. Haha! Not this time, buddy.
Do you think Crackshot Croc was inspired by like games like this of you essentially controlling an unseen cursor?
Honestly, wouldn't surprise me. Rare referenced more out there stuff in their time, too.
Yeah.
Alright, still got automatic. That's nice. Oh, wait, I didn't want to upgrade yet. That's okay. Oh, come on! But that guy is supposed to be a little tricky to shoot. You saw the camera did a little swoosh there. Haha, not this time, buddy. Ha, not... Oh, man.
And to think all these goons were headed towards a wedding too. Gonna see that.
Lady Bo, don't we? I'll take care of you myself.
Oh. Pretty rough. But life padding helps quite a bit.
Yep.
Of course, we'll have to see if I can keep it up. if I time that correctly, I can totally pick off a bunch of baddies like that.
Yeah.
Oh. Wow, I only shot 7 times that whole scene. How do you think so many guys get the drop on me? Like... Oh, no, no. Don't do this again. Ah, no, why? Come on. Ah. You really have to go for that machine gun.
I think all of these guys plan for months their choreographed routine. They were willing to die for it, of course, but these are the sacrifices they make for their art.
I think the game was just waiting for that guy to despawn. The guy that I let run past. Grenades again.
Again.
Excuse me. Quite.
Grenade again. Grenades
Nope.
again.
Damn. There's something there. Come on, I'm getting sloppy. Did I shoot that out? I did. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and... Gah! Good! Don't shoot me. Rip.
These guys would have a lot better odds if they just shot you at the same time.
Well, yes. Can I... Ah, man. No, wait, that guy.
Nice
Alright,
bullseye.
now that I took a couple hits, I get a free hit.
The maths on that one.
Yep. Kaboom. Long scene.
The manual says that the Magnum is good against guys in armor, but these guys still seem to be dying in one hit anyway, so I don't know if that makes a difference.
Maybe it's like armor piercing in that it shoots guys behind them.
Maybe.
Nope, wait.
Tricked you with the brown shirt on that guy. That guy was asking for it. He should have worn a white shirt.
I didn't want to be the one to say it. Oh, here
See,
we
that
go.
guy has a brown shirt. That's how you know he's a bad guy.
Ha ha! Sure enough, you two. So you made it this far, huh?
I don't think that's how a flamethrower works. Either shooting it or making 3 individual fireballs.
Oh, man. Bro. Messy, but
That boss was much more difficult than the last one.
indeed.
Okay, here's the final stage.
Gang headquarters.
Welcome to Syndicate headquarters. Time to flush the head rat from his hole. Engage in guerrilla warfare against a jungle of desks, computers, and helpless hostages.
fun fact, by sheer coincidence, this evil headquarters, if you noticed, the building is literally called EVL headquarters. By sheer coincidence, it resembles Sega's headquarters of the around this time. Not a deliberate design choice. Sega happened to move during development, and the building that they moved into bore a very strong resemblance to what they made here.
Huh. You would think that, like, that would just be their easiest reference to go to of a large building like that, but
Now, apparently completely unintentional, although they'd lead into it a little bit. Also, fun fact, we totally missed it, but a neat little effect that the arcade game did that they were able to replicate here is as you duck into the parking garage, the scene lights up a bit as you shift from natural nighttime exterior lighting to artificial interior lighting.
Huh.
Just a texture, I believe, of swapping out... Swapping out the textures of the different objects and such, but still kind of nifty.
yeah. That's how they baked the idea of lighting in a lot of early 3D games.
Indeed. I don't think that grenade actually exploded in me. It just clonked into me.
The little heart meter blinks faster when you're on your last one.
Oh, I didn't notice that. That's fun. What? I didn't even see that guy.
Gotta say, the soundtrack gets better as the game goes on, too. Like, this one kicks ass.
Yeah, just keeps going. Oh, well, it stopped going. But it was still good. Oh. Darn it, suit guy. Help me. Take the, Oop. Hello. Moving, elevator. Moving floor. Whatever. Oh.
Bulletproof glass, you see.
There of all places?
Sure, why not?
I'll just dry fire repeatedly at this guy. Hopefully it'll work. Ah, damn it!
Dry fire, does that mean without aiming?
Without ammo.
Oh.
So, like, if you, oh, nice. If you're a competitive, if you're a competitive shooter and you want to practice, in order to save on bullets, you might practice dry firing the gun just to get the feeling of the weight of the gun and of draw speed and stuff like that.
Uh-huh.
Moving on up. All right, so here's my suggestion. This time around, let's do these out of order so that we get practice on that last stage.
That makes sense. Sure.
I mentioned there are multiple endings. It's all purely visual. It's not like, oh, you get a special fight only by doing it the true route. So it doesn't really matter. You see some interesting interplay with how this game sets up its baddies, too. Very rarely does it give you... like, they'll throw a bunch of dudes at you, but very rarely will they throw chunks of... shotgun. Will they throw more than 6 at a time at you?
Uh-huh.
Which, of course, lines up with how many bullets you carry here. All right, now get ready. We're currently outside the garage. Now we step inside.
Whoa. Actually, kind of cool that they did the fade on that, though.
Yeah. I do like the guy that just gets launched into boxes, because blowing up boxes are cool.
Uh-huh.
Yeah!
Those guys, you pretty much have to hit the TNT if you want to not get shot at.
Yeah. So that scene isn't too bad, just knowing where dudes are coming from helps. Of course, this lobby scene, lobby and office scene is a lot more involved. One, two, three. Game gives you a chance to reload. That guy that runs between the hostages, supposedly he has a pickup.
Huh.
Oh. Sorry, guy I killed. Oh. Sorry, lady. I thought you ducked.
Wow, way to victim blame.
I didn't... There's a world of difference between... I'm sorry, I thought you got out of the way, and you lunkhead! You made me shoot you! Gah!
I don't know. I don't think she cares. She's dead either way.
Well, yes. 4. Long wait. Dude. Bow, bow. Ah, man. Oh, that guy wasn't even gonna hurt me. He just wanted to spook me with his gun. Like, I could shoot you. I'm not gonna, but I could. Ah. 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Time to use what you learned at the shooting range.
Yeah, failing.
I'm not sure what advantage the Magnum gets you, but
It fires faster, I think.
I guess it fires faster, but not as fast as the machine gun or automatic, but it has infinite reloads.
Fisheye lens for a sec there. Ah, man. That synced up a little bit.
Yeah, I noticed that too.
Oh, I thought that guy was dead.
These guys are good. You can tell by the gas mask they're wearing.
Yes. So, fun fact, that statue is Sarah Bryant.
Oh, wow.
But now you'll regret being in the wrong place at the wrong time.
The time.
Mecha!
Wolfenstein 3D, eat your heart out.
Come on. Got him.
Is it weird? It seems weird that the final boss is way easier than the second boss.
Eh.
Maybe try blowing up some of the barrels in the boss.
Of this one,
Yeah, this one.
I'll try, but I think it's consistently it has to be red barrels to blow up, and he has green barrels.
Gotcha. Yeah, in retrospect, you can shoot that window out early, but it's not really worth it.
It seems a bit smarter to do it in at that time, yeah. I have to remember to get the machine pistol when I can. Or machine gun or whatever.
So,
Which is now. Go, go, go! Yeah! I had to die for it, but that's okay, I guess. Question mark.
I don't think that was worth it.
Eh. Just to wait a minute, let us think about what we've done. And here we go. Is that guy just constantly re-jumping into the truck? Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6.
They're,
Don't shoot me.
he's doing burpees, part of his workout routine.
Oh, of course. I should have guessed. Help me! Help me! Don't help me! Ah, man. Alright, let's see.
Yeah, I don't think he could pull up those green ones, actually.
Somewhere in here is a magnum, and I will find it. Oh, the machine gun was what I was looking. Oh, damn it! Well, clearly I just have to be good.
Sure enough, you two.
Might do
So you
more
made it
damage
this
to
far,
him, the
huh?
Magnum.
Ah, darn. I think the magnum has a bigger area of effect.
Ah. So like the shotgun.
Yeah. Darn.
That one you actually have to go to the right, even though the one on the left shows up first. Kind of tricky.
Oh, sneaky. Okay, okay. Hey, top 5. Nice. Alright, what do you think? What order do you think this time? Do I start with 2, go to 3, start with 3, go to 2?
Start with either 3 or 2, depending on which one you think you have more issues with.
How many lives continues to have going into 2? Hmm. It honestly might be 2, but... Yeah, okay, let's start with 2. Oh, man. How did that open up an opportunity for Grenade Guy? Maybe I should just, like, ignore the cool set piece.
But it's a cool set piece.
Well, that's my problem, yeah. I mean, they made a cool set piece. Why shouldn't I engage with the cool set piece? I think they don't rotate the guy's legs. Damn it. Look at some of the bad guys that are running away while running away from me while pointing a gun at me. It looks like their torsos have completely torqued around. So, fun fact, in porting the game to Saturn, the team focused on porting the first level, then the third level, and then the second level. This port was developed in about 12 months, fairly breakneck for that time.
That kind of makes sense because the second level would be the lowest priority to get right, so maybe they wouldn't have the time to finish it.
There's a bit of that, but it was also that they did the first level kind of as a proof of concept to go, okay, we can do this. Then they jumped to the third level, figuring that since that was the most technically complex, being an indoor scene, that was the one that they probably need to spend the most time on. That being said, supposedly this level was actually quite tricky to come together as well. but that's worth thinking about as well. The specific pacing of the game overall was very deliberate. The the first level is in a dockyard, so very open. This is in a construction site, so there's lots of tricky placement with machinery and such where dudes can unexpectedly come out of. And then the third level is in an office building with a lot of close quarters and confined spaces.
Huh.
Ah, man, I didn't count them out.
Yeah, that would mean that um, the enemies would have a lot more cover as the game goes on, which is interesting.
Indeed. Help me! Help me! Help me! Alright, this keeps messing me up. So, X dude there. Backhoed! Damn it.
I don't know about these hostages, but if I was in this situation, I would find a corner somewhere and make myself as small as possible, not whatever the hell they're doing.
You wouldn't just run up and go, help me!
Draw attention to yourself and make yourself larger? No, I don't think that's a good plan.
You could even take the time to pop up in front of the guy so that he sees you right away. It seems to be
Genius.
some of these guys' strategy.
Like those guys.
Yes.
Let's just walk in front of you while you're shooting the guy throwing grenades at you. Genius.
Look, I want to make sure that the good guy sees me immediately. Don't shoot me.
What was even going on in that scene?
Well, a lot of dudes show up at once. I do think the guys that run by without the targeting reticle, not reticule. Like that guy, he was never highlighted because he was never a danger. Now, obviously that's not universally true because axe guys and grenade guys aren't highlighted, but...
All of those guys were in a polycule, so it is a reticule in this instance.
Ah, okay. Nice try, buddy.
He almost got me. Killing you. But showed me.
The old murder me jape. That old chestnut.
Sure enough, you two. So you made it this far, huh?
Sure enough, you two. Damn.
No, you're playing single player, yes.
Well, I guess Smarty is implicitly chilling with me. He's just,
Wow.
you know,
Smarty must suck ass.
maybe he's running interference or something. Ha ha!
Ooh.
Wait, do I not need to hit them all? Oh no, I'm supposed to. I'm just bad.
You can sometimes avoid the ones that are like farthest away from you. You don't need to shoot them all, I don't think. But it's kind of hard to tell if one's gonna miss you.
I don't know that my cursor is moving fast enough. Now, luckily, I can actually adjust that in game options, but it's interesting.
You should do that.
Yeah. Alright, well, next time I'm back, we'll do that.
It definitely seems too slow.
Suppose I can test that out in training, too. Nope, that was the wrong button. Ah, see? Right there. Too slow.
I would have recommended that a while ago. I didn't realize that you could adjust that.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Yeah. Completely pointless blowing stuff up. That guy's
Well done,
lucky
that
I
guy.
missed.
Yeah.
Luckily, grenade guys eventually give up.
They run out of grenades.
You know, maybe we should have brought guns, too. Oh, well.
I like the guys you shoot in the hands and then I just go, ow! Guess I'll fade away. Like they stay standing even.
Oh, come on. Again, they're more offended than anything. Yep. Maybe smarter to just let grenade guys time out.
Could be, but you don't. Sometimes an enemy appears while a grenade guy is there, I think.
True. Don't shoot me.
I'm gonna get you.
He does look kind of purposeful with that.
Yes.
Oh man,
Very
He
Tin Man
cha-
with that axe.
chopped my ear specifically off.
I'm gonna get you.
Mighty leap. Oh no. Axe guys run out too. Ding. Shoot them in the right order. Ah, man. Deceptively, the automatic, you need to mash the button in order to fire.
That's the exact opposite of an automatic.
Indeed. Bwah, 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 bwah. Ah, man. Well, there is a machine gun hidden behind that picture. I just lost it right away.
Still neat.
Ah, man. These friggin' semi-automatics keep throwing me. Okay, dude, I get it. I get it. You shot me.
Reload, reload, reload.
Alright, get ready. Ah, crap. Ah, darn.
I did notice you do tend to be relying on holding the cursor holding the cursor still in one spot and waiting for them to come to the middle of the screen.
Oh, probably, yeah. All right, so we'll try it with making the gun a little looser. Oh, you can really make this loose. We'll do it at 15, and let's try it in training mode first.
Does seem a bit faster.
Perhaps. Let's futz with it a little more. Up it a little, see if how that is feeling. Unfortunately, I'm pretty sure I have to wait for this to time down.
Yep.
Oh, no. Arbitrarily 22. Sure, let's do training again. I don't really feel a difference. I think I might be more confident with aiming, but...
Well, you only popped it up 2, so do it up to the extreme and see if you can tell then.
Alright, sure. It could be as well that gun... What is it? Gun looseness? Yeah, gun looseness. It could just as well translate to... Nope. To, like the physical gun controller, which, of course, we can't...
Right.
We're not really doing with. Come on.
The manual makes is not of any help because it says gun looseness makes your enemies easier or harder to hit. Choose easy, normal, or hard, which is just incorrect.
Well, that's the difficulty slider, which we have, but that's not
Right.
that's a
No,
different
no, but
option.
it's not referring to that because right before it describes gun looseness, it says difficulty. Choose an easy, normal, or hard game.
Yeah,
So
that's
it's implying
weird.
that there's two easy, normal, or hard options, and there's not.
That's weird. I don't know. Just this real quick because I'm curious. Yeah, that is credit 0. So no credit is indeed no credits and not no need for credits.
Yeah. You should probably get shot. I'll Google gun looseness and see if they tell us.
Yeah, surely someone's noted that. I am surprised at how slow these reticules are for this first stage here, now that I'm so used to the timing being way less forgiving later.
The issue with Googling gun looseness is that you get a bunch of eBay listings of loose out of the box sets of games.
Oh. I mean, I guess that's probably fair, but okay. Eh.
Found a playthrough of someone on hard difficulty with gun looseness 0.
Interesting.
Which implies it's more difficult with 0 looseness. Okay, here it is. The gun looseness alters how fast or slow you move your crosshairs across the screen. You can select from a range of 0 to 29, 0 being the most least fast, and 29 being the most tight slow.
Oh.
So it's opposite of what we thought.
Oh. Well, but it also doesn't feel especially slow. This feels okay. Unless it's like exponential effect or something, where it, I guess, reverse exponential, where it becomes easier. The first 0 to 9 are way sloppier than 9 to 29 are tight. I don't know if I'm saying it right, but
Well, maybe it's like this math is going to be incredibly wrong, but like, say at 0 it moves at one pixel across the screen, and at 29 it moves 29 pixels across the screen. Or no, it would be the reverse of that.
sure. But given the general relationship, suppose it's 0 is 29 pixels and 29 is 0 pixels. Obviously, it doesn't make sense because then it would just not move at all, and you'd have a unwinnable game. But you'd still have the effect where one would be let's see, where 28 is 1 pixel, 27 is 2 pixels. Interesting. You still have the impact of, oh, it's it's twice as fast now, so you really feel that or something. I guess for the sake of things, I'll try it. Yep. Boop. Let's see what this looks like. Yeah, no, not noticing a difference. Oh well.
Well, I did get this information from Game FAQs, so it could just be bullshitting us.
Could be. Damn it. I also didn't mean to redo this one, but that's okay. Come on. Yes!
Nice.
We have achieved a character arc.
Complete.
And now round 2 of the training. Ah, jeez. Actually, this is kind of easier.
That's what I was thinking, because you don't have to move it around as much. There's more targets.
I guess they front load the hard stuff to separate the men from the boys immediately. And they're like, yeah, okay, kid, whatever. Okay, so... Oh, hello.
Okay, that's what started.
Yeah, no, they were just waiting for this. I have to lead my shots. Nope. Nope.
Wow.
Okay, got one. I'm on the board.
Wow.
Okay, well... Oh, well.
Yeah, that last one seems only doable with a like a.
Quite
we got the other
possibly,
two.
yeah. Yeah, that's better than I was expecting. Okay, so this is about the time I'd like to be wrapping up. Now, I will say, we have played each stage in full. We have fought the bosses. There is an end boss. We fought
Gotta
the...
finish this game.
Yeah, so... Same time next week?
Yeah, same time next week.
Ah, man. I was hoping we'd... Okay, alright, no, that's okay, that's okay.
But as usual, get the next game ready as well.
Will do. The next game is one that I have played, and you'll probably still see me flailing a bit, but I can probably do that in a single session. So we'll see. We'll see.
Well, we would think that for this game as well, but
Well,
yeah.
yes, but I have actually played the other game is the thing. But I get you. Yeah, okay. Time permitting, I might do a little practice, but we'll see.
I think it's honestly, I'm okay with the first session introduction, second session get good and actually beat it. A routine we've gotten with these Sega Saturn games. So
Yeah. Yeah, fair. Probably if I've mentioned before, we're mostly looking at more arcadey games as part of this this playthrough series. If we ever do a subsequent Sega Saturn sequel, a spin-off spectacular, I was actually pretty good off the cuff. Odds are good we'd be having more long-form games, in which case we'd hope for more, less of the be bad at the game, be good at the game, and just more gradual gradient. But I'm getting a bit too much in the weeds. All right, so next time we will give this another go and wrap her up.
Yep. Okay.
So be sure to look forward to that. But until then, thank you for joining us. We hope you all had fun, and we'll catch you on the next stream.
See you next time.